Well, I accidentally hit the live button early. So we are live now.
Hell yeah. What's up, man? How's it going, dude? Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, for sure. It is going. Let me make sure our internet doesn't crash here. You have to use my hotspot. We're actually sitting outside of the barn.
Oh, okay.
When we moved into the new place, there just wasn't enough room. Well, we got this 30 by 40 pole barn and we don't use it for anything. So we're going to turn it into the office.
That's awesome. That's fucking sick.
So it's going to be our office. So we just, right now we have this one corner. We've got a flag on this side that has a cat that we were using before, but this is an autumnalized berry wall flag that they sent me. It's actually a scrim that they used on stage before
cool.
they got
that's sick
their
as
new
fuck.
stuff. So I hooked up with them, and well, John Hardy, the drummer, had it hanging up and he was showing off all of the stuff or whatever. And I was like, yo, I want that. He's like, okay, you can have it. I'm getting a new one anyway.
That's really awesome, man. That's cool, dude, that they gave you their actual scrim that they performed live with.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, we work pretty closely together on a lot of different things. So it's like they're family at this point. I'm trying to get to the video so I can get it shared. Here we are. Share. But yeah, that was Zelda. If you haven't met Zelda before, she's my little co-host for all these interviews.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I have not met Zelda before.
Yeah, she's 9. And she is goofy. I don't, to be honest with her, while she's not in the room, I'm going to brag on her a little bit. Like at 9 years old, doing everything that she does to help us out, it's phenomenal. You know, I get lost without her when I do these interviews without her. It's pretty crazy.
Really? That's really cool, dude, that she's really hands-on with the interview. Hi, Kirby. I know.
Well, yeah, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us who you are formerly with, a fun fact about yourself, and we'll get into the rest later without giving away too much information.
All right. Well, I am Guttural McKay on Facebook. My real name, what I like to go by, is Al. So I go by Al if you don't want to call me Guttural. But my latest project was Eye to Side Eye. That's probably the most well known. And I guess a fun fact about myself is I do not like little spoons when I eat my cereal. I don't like those. I don't like those. I'm like, have you ever just picked up like this, like 2 or 3 pieces of cereal, and you're like, man, this is how people are staying small. They're using these small little spoons.
Person yet that will, but I'm probably a quarter of your size. Where are you going? She's gonna play a trick on us. No, I'm a little guy, so I have a little mouth. So little spoons, they do not bother me at all.
I don't like little
spoons. My 4-year-old uses like a tablespoon to eat, but he also can probably eat as much as you. This kid's insane. I swear to God. Are you gonna come join us? You're gonna come be a weirdo. Okay, come do your thing. Do you need that?
I'd say also probably like 90% of my personality. Hello, Zelda.
This is Guttural. You can call him Al if you don't want to call him Guttural. Did you just rip it? What a loser.
I got a paper cut while I did it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. She's being weirdo.
Oh,
we're
you're
weirdos.
totally fine.
You're a loser.
I totally get it. The spontaneousness. Oh, my cat is just showering me in love. She said she wants to be a part of the interview, but not show her face.
Make her famous. Her name's Kirby. Your name is?
You already know my name.
He doesn't.
Yes, he does.
The people watching don't.
Yes, they do.
Who's on your shirt?
Baby Yoda.
So we've got a Kirby, a Zelda, and a Baby Yoda. And I guess I've got a final confession on.
Yeah, I'm rocking a Walmart shirt today. We're about that
Are ya?
life. Fuck yeah, dude. Don't even give a fuck. I'm like, I like, I'm unless I'm wearing a band t-shirt, like I don't know what else to really wear other than just like plain Jane little lounge around Walmart shirt.
Yeah, if I'm not wearing a band t-shirt, then I'm wearing like a button-up shirt or something that I have to wear for work. That's pretty much it. Got a few wrestling shirts from when my boy was in wrestling, but other than that, it's all band stuff
Ghost media stuff.
and Ghost Media stuff.
Like the fair.
That's my hat.
We wear the same size hat.
Well, it's because we both have tiny heads.
Your head is huge.
Well, let's get into this guy instead of ourselves. How about that?
No,
No.
no.
Well, we came here today. You came here today because you wanted to kind of give us a rundown of what happened with I Decide I and what the future steps look for you. Obviously, without giving your future steps away.
Yeah.
Fully,
So,
you know?
so I'll say this. I Decide I's had a lot of lineup changes in the past. This originally started with 3 other people named Shane, Bill, and Art. And I actually just seen something on my timeline the other day of us starting this project and then our first band photo. It was in like this month, May, and we were like, it was just the first photo, but it was like 2 years ago, like start of COVID or like in the middle of it. I forget. COVID really made like part of my life seem like it just didn't happen. Then we had Eddie Jackson join in, Raymond Wood, Barrick Herring, and Dominic Simpson. Truthfully, you know, I don't wish them any bad ill will or anything like that, but don't really know what happened there. It was just kind of like a phone call out of the blue, and they said that they didn't want to like make music with me anymore. And it is what it is. But I just move on, keep moving forward because that's just all I've ever done in life. You know, I have been jamming with some new people for that project, and we actually have some music that we're going to be releasing soon. As far as playing live, we're probably going to get some releases going. Can you still hear me by the way?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I got really, I was like, holy crap, you got some good like sound deafening on your side. I was like, it's so silent. But we have some new songs we're gonna release. We're gonna probably try keeping it heavy on the content because if you watched I Decide I, our last single we put out in June, and like one of the things I will say that I agreed with the last band members that I had is that I want to get some more music out there so that way people can enjoy it, so you don't have to come to a show to enjoy it. I want everybody to be able to hear it that's not even in Michigan.
Right.
So like, because I have a lot of friends and family outside that, not like I'm gonna like woo, like blow up or something.
Right.
But so that's kind of like where I'm at with ID Side Eye. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be playing Michigan Metal Fest this year. We did pull out of that. Still shout out to Steve Maple. Hope the most success for him for that. But I've been really focused in on this new project. Working with these group of guys, they are really chill. They've been very respectful. They're funny dudes, and honestly, they've been around for a minute. They have a couple of songs with, well, a lot of songs with like 100K plus views. So it's gonna be nice. Normally, I've started a lot of projects from the ground up, and this is going to be like my first project that I'm going to join that's actually going to be established for the first time and have its own legs under under itself, and that's going to be pretty cool. I think I'm really excited for that. I'm going to be traveling to Missouri to go record a single with them. within the next couple of days. I was supposed to leave on the 1st, but there's hurricanes right now where I'm at. I just want to make sure that my cat, my possessions are okay until then. So,
Where are you at right now?
okay, so I have a place inside Michigan, and I also have a place inside Florida.
Okay.
So I come to Florida because I really don't like the winters in Michigan. I really don't. And so that's kind of like where I'm at. I've just been doing that eye side eye. I really can't wait to show you guys that more raw state of myself because, like I said, a lot, no, nothing against the other dudes, but like the production end has been actually a bit faster since they've left. Because it's hard getting 5 dudes on the same page and making something cohesively that you want to, all be proud of and share it. It's a lot different when I have people stepping in and let's just say, let's make this work, and there's no really pushback on like any kind of ideas on any ends, being their end or my end or whatever. I feel like though, it's gonna be pretty experimental. I'm trying to go towards like a Bad Omen / like Premier Horizon new age vibe with like architects involved. So
Nice. Now, with this new band, is it gonna? You saying that you want to go towards that style with your new stuff? Is that going to be the type of implementation that these guys are going to allow as well? Because I know who you're going to, and I know how heavy they are. So I don't know what changes are you going to see performing or recording or just vocally in general. That's where I'm going with the question. What changes are you going to see personally besides being with a different group of guys?
So I'll say this. I created my name Guttural McKay at one point just for an alias, but I really started like practicing heavier music before I even did lighter music, is what I'll say. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna still keep it heavy with these new guys, but I'm gonna kind of like separate, kind of like as an artist, I don't want to like be confined into, I can only make one style of music. That's the one thing in life. Like, I've always wanted to make multiple like just genres like work. As far as these new guys, it's still new, so I'm definitely wanting to keep it whatever they're comfortable with.
Right.
So as far as what it is, it's gonna be pretty heavy, man.
That's
It's
awesome.
gonna be pretty heavy. A lot of noises and a lot of fast fast vocals. Definitely that's the new thing that I am adapting to my caliber right now, because I've never been in a project where I've used like 8th note or 16th note like vocal patterns, or triplets, going into fast quarter notes. I'm really trying to push the limits here on myself, and it's going to be really exciting for everybody that's been in my life and has heard my music, because I kind of started I want to say like I did vocals on and off, but I had a lot of things in life that I wouldn't say like kept me back. It was really myself keeping myself back and not
Right.
trying or believing in myself. But I didn't start actually trying and putting forth effort until like I want to say about 4 or 5 years ago, probably like 4.5. And there was this project called This Eclipse. So people have been around. I love seeing the people that have watched me grown, like Justin Savvy of Gray Balloon. I used to send that dude so many clips of me being ass, and he'll tell you. And we got to play a show with each other. at Hear This Fest, this year, and we got to meet up and talk, and it was like, it was really cool because he was like, I've watched you grown into this. He's like, it's phenomenal seeing the steps that you have taken, and like compliments like that, dude, like are so fucking like they just make me smile because it's like, everything's hindsight, you know what I'm saying? So like to me, I'm always like, I gotta be better, I gotta be better, I gotta be better. But it's like if I really look back to where I came from, I was not talented, that's for sure. I definitely did this all in hard work.
For sure. Yeah, I totally get that. I mean, you are one of my original 14. Like we started that vocal competition
Mhm.
2 days after I announced that page. So you are like one of my original people. Like, and to watch you go from then, which that whole thing was a mess, but we made it work. That was my first project. I didn't know what I was doing, and we figured that stuff out together, regardless of how messy it was. We made it work, and we're always looking to improve stuff like that. But like you and Savvy and my brain Keto and Colin and literally everybody that was on that whole thing. Julian was the popping through my head as well.
Julian's a beast.
But just
All of
watch.
them are beasts. Don't get me wrong, everybody's a beast. Julian's an animal.
Oh my
Like,
God.
oh my God.
But yeah,
He's an
just
animal.
watching from where you guys were at a year ago when we got together for the first time to where everybody is now. I am so proud of you guys. I know we talked before about this new band that you're going to, but honestly, I don't know much about them. I really don't. I've heard stuff, but I don't know anything about them. But if you're happy, I'm happy. I'm so proud of you for taking this step. I'm so proud of you for trying something new. It's scary, but like you're gonna kill it. You really are.
Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just lucky that they chose me for the spot, honestly. They're a great goop. They're a great group of guys. They're a great group of guys. You know, I think everybody's human.
Exactly.
So you know, I will say just when we are gonna release this music, just be ready, man, because it's gonna be so intense. I really, really, really wish I could tell you guys what it is, but I'll tell you that it's called Toe. And if you guys can figure that out, Toe, then you guys got it.
Nice.
That's the abbreviation for it or whatever. I forget what the technical.
No, I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
with Toe. And yeah, I really stand by it. I will say this new song that we are releasing is going to be Star Wars themed. So that's going to be a really fun one.
Like Star Wars.
Like Darth Vader. Princess.
And yeah, just honestly, man, it's crazy because if I would have looked back at the beginning of this year, a lot has changed because like me and my mental state, I'm getting like healthier, I'm getting happier.
Good.
So like just to add this on top of my like win for like the year, like to everybody that's had like a bad 2023, I'm sorry. I hope it like turns around and you thrive. For me, honestly, it's been one of the best years of my life. I'm just like I said, making a lot of changes, and that's really all in life I kind of try to stay about is being a constant change towards the better.
And that's a lot of like, I don't want to downplay mental health at all. But from my experiences, like it's those little subtle changes, and you got to work on it. You got to change one step at a time, whether it's getting out of a relationship that this just isn't working, or changing your morning routine, making those little change. I mean, getting out of a relationship's a big change, but So go along with that, the little changes, they really kind of form and move towards that new mental state. As far as, chemical imbalances and depression and stuff like that. Definitely reach out, seek a doctor. This isn't for you, this is for people watching, but like seek doctor's attention and work on those changes together. Whether it's with medication or without, but we're big advocates for mental health. So I'm glad
Yeah.
you brought that up.
2023, man, there's no shame on needing help, especially
No,
for your
not at
mental health, like it's not a joke, like I said, I've been in some pretty bad spots, mentally where, it's hard for me to even like keep up with just simple tasks. So I totally understand. I've never been diagnosed depressed, but I definitely feel like I've went through some fair share of like long spurts of like, oh my God, things are never changing or going to.
Yeah, when
So.
you're at that rock bottom, you don't ever feel like you're gonna come out. And sometimes we hit that rock bottom for years. And it makes, like I said, those little changes is what helps kind of build your ladder out of the pit. And but ultimately, where'd you go? Ultimately, just pushing forward and persevering and trying to keep that positive attitude. It might not fix the depression or whatever you're going through, but it definitely helps. And that's something I always like to tell people when they come to me with issues is let's first of all, let's change your routines. Let's change your attitudes toward things. I know it's hard, but in 9 times out of 10, it helps at least get them on the right path, So,
I think, and not to cut you off, but there was something, because like you said, I've dealt with a lot of that kind of stuff throughout my whole life. Shout out to like my home ec teacher, Mrs. Blake. Okay, so I was really bad like in high school my last year. And like I was just so naive, I couldn't really hear what she was trying to say. And she was trying to say, she was like, what you're doing isn't working. So maybe let's try doing something else, even if it's small. So it's like, I think that's another thing too, is at least for me, I don't know why, but like sometimes like I double down on like dead end things. Like you say, it could be a relationship, it could be a shitty job,
Right.
it could be old dying passions. And that's what it was for me inside high school. Just stuff that I used to bring me enjoyment that didn't, but I kept doubling down on it. But like it was like a self cycle of like, this isn't bringing you happiness anymore.
Right.
And it's really just making you more sad because it's not bringing you happiness when it once did.
Right, you're doubling down on it, and you're holding a higher expectation. When you don't reach that expectation, it kind of pushes you down. So you
Yeah.
gotta. It's not that you don't want to double down. You just want to reshift your focus.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you brought up a teacher because my wife, without giving her personal story, I don't remember which teacher it was. I want to say it was like an English teacher or something like that.
For what?
Just helping with her mentally and being there for her and helping to push her. So she went through a lot in her life, and one of her teachers has been there since high school, even to present day. Her teacher posts on Facebook and stuff like that, and she's just absolutely been a charm. But as far as like changes go, like seeing where she is now compared to where she was when I first met her, like even like you brought up relationships, even a huge change, like a relationship, and having, coming into 5 children's lives and stuff, she has grown so much in the last, how long have we been together?
2 years.
I think it's been
3 years.
I think we're going on 4 years now.
No, you're going on 3 years.
We've been married. We'll be married 3 years in October. So it'll be 4 years.
For 2 years.
So how are we married for almost 3 years, but we've only been in a relationship for almost 2
Put a
years?
ring on it as soon as you saw her.
Yeah, so it'll be 4 years in August, and then we've been married 3 years in
You said
October.
3 years in August. Or no,
3 years in October is when we got married. So we've been together
so close to
almost 4 years.
So
Because Zeffie will be 5 in September. She was there for his 2nd birthday. So I don't know how to math. So when I said that, it didn't make sense. But yeah, just seeing where she was to where she is now it's a complete change. And she's living proof that, the stuff that she dealt with in the past and where she's at now, she's living proof that these little subtle changes and even taking the big steps and making sure that you're mentally okay with it make a huge difference, So I'm definitely proud of her, hearing her backstory when we first got started, dating. And
I'm happy, dude, that, yeah, that's always awesome. Always, like you said, wish the best for all my friends and family and all their family, It's really awesome that, things have been improving. I love hearing that from people.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I went through it too when I got divorced and these kids were not in my life full time like they are now. I was depressed. I attempted certain things without going into detail that I wouldn't be here today, but it was these kids, 5 kids that kept me going and kept me driving. To be honest, I had to shut the world off and take a trip. I was gone for 3 weeks. I packed the car and left. I went to
Yeah, I've been there.
Missouri, went to Texas. I went to Colorado, Montana, back to Missouri, picked up a bunch of friends on the way, went up to the UP, Upper Peninsula, for those who are not familiar with the UP of Michigan, and did a waterfall tour and came back. It was a 3-week long trip. And I met so many cool people on the way, and they really took me, remolded me. I made a lot of goals. I made a lot of passions. When I met Brittany?
Yeah.
No, I met Brittany from Facebook. But I that's what I needed to do for myself. But
I'm happy, dude, that you've came a long way since then, because I know how badly leaving a relationship can really, that makes you feel things that you never thought you'd feel, honestly.
It felt like a waste of time. Like when a relationship ends, it feels like a waste of time. You're with them for so long. It's like, what did I do with my life? And that kind of, you're not only, you were digging your hole, that whole relationship, but when the relationship ended, you jumped in and there's spikes at the bottom, so you got to learn how to cope with that. And you got to learn what works for you. Obviously that worked for me, because when I came back, I fought for custody of the kids. I won. I moved. I found a new relationship, and I could not be happier. I mean, we have our rough days, just like anybody else, but I'm definitely not where I was almost 4 years ago. I'll say that.
A lot can change. 4 years, it's a long time.
It is. I mean, it is a long time, but it doesn't feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
She's a 3rd-year 6-year-old. She's not allowed to have any more birthdays, so she stays 6 forever. Even when she's 80, she's still gonna be 6 in my eyes. I'll be dead by then, but whatever.
I'll be dead. She'll still be a 6-year-old.
Yeah. Well, let's change the mood a little bit. We always.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Well, I was gonna give you the microphone.
Well, I have to go.
All right. Well, then you go do your thing, and then we'll talk about something else. I don't know. Okay, I'm watching him. He's making goofy faces at me. But yeah, so if I didn't tell you before, but we don't run these as interviews. This is us just hanging out. So that's kind of how we do things. So
All right.
But we kind of just jumped into it because I accidentally hit the button. So. But yeah, what can you tell me about? I don't know. I got to change the subject now. I was going to make her do it. I was going to make her change the subject so I can think of things. But okay, let me ask you, how did you get started doing vocals? what inspired you, and how was that process going through learning? Because I'm learning now, and it's hell.
Um, well, I think inspiration. Wow. So honestly, I've always thought making music, especially in front of a crowd of people, would have been like really awesome. Obviously, you're not playing in front of stadiums full of people when you start. So I'd say a lot of it came down to is just, especially for screaming, for singing, there's certain songs that do it for me too. But for screaming, there's like a raw emotion that's
Yep.
released, and like I don't know, it's different. Me and my old buddy Julius, he used to be in a band with me. We are just talking about how, you know, each instrument has its own like reasoning. I feel like feeling like, man, because like he says, like, yeah, playing the guitar is really like, and it can have some soulful moments. He was like, but something about screaming a word that's really like implying into like who you are or what's going on in your life today, it just speaks to you. And I think that feeling, I just started trying to chase that feeling. um that's where a lot of it came down to, honestly. um I've always, like I said, I've always wanted to make music in front of people. I've always liked being actually in front of like the center of attention, or whatever you want to call it. Like
Yeah.
in school, I was in like drama club and whatnot. I always tried sticking out. So I'd say that a lot of it came down to like it's just the lyrics being so relatable. It's like, how could you not? And then you get to a certain point, and I swear you think you're good for like a little second, because you start understanding it. But then once when you learn a little bit, you start really understanding how much farther you need to go to actually achieve what you want to achieve. And um I've always been a very like driven person, like I said, with the double downing thing, and just the need of being better. But yeah, that feeling though of like I've always just wanted to feel, to say some lyrics that have really like meant a lot to me in front of a crowd of people, like just to add both of those like combinations together, like it really drives a lot in me to just be like a better vocalist and human being. Because honestly, I hate to face like inform people, if you're a piece of shit, and you treat people bad, nobody's gonna care.
Doesn't
You
matter how
know,
good you are. Exactly.
yeah, nobody's gonna care. So, you gotta be a good person. There's a lot, that comes in, that goes into trying to be a musician. Like Alfonso, he's a really good person. I don't know if you know Alfonso, but
I do.
um really great guy. Uh, after when me and my ex had just broken up, actually, and I didn't have any family inside the state, he actually invited me over like to his house for Thanksgiving. And like I will always have that dude's back, because like you don't, that type of person, doesn't just come around. We weren't like homies or friends. We haven't even talked really before.
Right.
Um so like to do that, really was like a stand-up guy. And I went over and had dinner with his family. It was really nice. It was really cool. And like I said, it was a long-term relationship then, so I wasn't feeling the greatest, and it was like, so yeah, just I would say to anybody wanting to start, it's never too late to start. Um because life is full of distractions. So it's really like, how badly do you want things? How much effort and time and focus are you going to really put into something? And it's never too late to start any kind of passion, whether it be vocally or just anything in life, just keep going.
For sure. So I don't know if you heard about when I was assaulted at that show a couple months back, but I was actually at a Heartsick show, and this was in Lansing. All the bands knew I was there. Keto was opening up with Accuser of the Brethren, and then there was another band I can't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to look, and then it was Heartsick. Hyporium, and they were super cool as well. So I'm standing there doing a recording. It was Miami. That's my favorite song that Heartsick does. So I'm sitting there recording, and I had planned this big project with it for promotion. And so I'm just standing there recording, and the security guard stepped in front of me and then threw me to the ground and then carried me out, slammed me on the ground a few times. And then kicked me out. And then, of course, Keto and his posse came out, and, they had my back because I was literally just standing there. I understand if I was doing something wrong and security handled me that way, but I was really. What's that?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but why would that dude even do that?
I have no idea. He was pushing on me, and I took a step back and to the side, and I kept recording because I didn't want to, I was going to wait to the finish of the song. With as aggressive as he was being, I was just going to move. But I needed the rest of the song to finish out the promotion that I was doing. And then he threw me to the ground. It was on the news up here and everything. The news picked it up. It was insane. But the reason I'm telling you that story is because it was during a Heartsick set. They didn't see everything happen. They just thought a fight was happening in the front of the stage. But when Shane, their manager, kind of heard what was happening, he came out and he talked to me, and we got stuff situated. But Alfonso, he messaged me, and he was so supportive through that whole process. And that's where I'm coming with the story is Alfonso, but that whole group of guys, and there were some ladies as well that are involved with him as well. The love that they showed me, the support that they showed me, and everything in between, outside of music and the whole situation, that is the type of team you want to associate yourself with. They are such good people. So if you guys whoever's watching hasn't checked out Heartsick, definitely listen to the music, support them. They have an awesome sound. They're amazing people. So shout out to Alfonso and the whole crew, really.
Yeah, dude, honestly, for real, shout out to them. I do remember that happening, and I was wondering, because from my end, I was why would anybody ever even just start fucking with somebody like that at a show, especially a security guard? It's man, it's so I'm sorry that happened to you. Did they ever reach back out and say anything to you?
No,
the venue owner?
The venue said he was justified in his actions. They don't have any camera footage or anything like that, so they're going based upon what the security guard told them. But we are working with lawyers and stuff for a lawsuit against the venue and the security.
I really don't see how you would even unless you're straight up just belligerently punching somebody in the face. I don't really see what the fuck, pardon my language, but why that would ever be justified,
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're, like I said, belligerently drunk fighting people. I don't you're allowed to record at shows, dude.
Right.
I
had bands' permissions to record every second of the show and be in front of the stage and do all that. They all knew I was there. The venue let me in an hour early to do interviews. And
that's what the dude wasn't on the same page, and you're probably in front of did they have gates or something?
No,
okay, so I'm back still though. Okay, it doesn't make sense. I was all the music factories got gates.
Yeah.
And maybe they're yo, you can't be here, but it's
Yeah.
But still, holy shit, man. I'm sorry you had to go through that. That would suck.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, there was even other photographers like kneeling down and leaning on the stage taking photographs. There was three other photographers there.
yeah, normally every place is pretty laid back by that. If you're taking videos and whatnot,
Yeah.
it's just, you know, the gate's really only there to stop people from moshing up onto the stage if they ever really have it.
Which Brandon Hartman, he got in trouble that night too, because when Accuser of the Brethren was up there playing, he jumped on the stage and then jumped off and was like moshing and stuff, and the security was like, "Don't do that." He's like, "Whoa, okay." It was hilarious, but yeah, Accuser had these little like blow up hammers, and you just see Brandon Hartman just going banging the stage. Well, you know how
Yo.
crazy Brandon gets, you know?
Dude,
But yeah, Brandon Hartman from Let It Rot, for those who are watching, that phenomenal band as well. Another one of my first 14 that I worked with is Brandon Hartman. Yep. I love that dude so much.
dude, you know, that's wild. Cause like I've had like an idea. I've always thought like, those like inflatable bottoms, you know what I'm talking about? They're like, I was always like, after COVID, I swear to God, I was like, I'll inflate these and tell people to hit the shit out of each other. But my guy got inflatable hammers. Oh my God.
Yeah, they were like normal
Punk.
size hammers.
That's so cool. That's honestly, great minds think alike. That's really funny.
Yep. Well, I think it was Accuser of the Brethren, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. Autumn Lies Buried. They did a show out in North Carolina. I want to say it was them, but they brought pool noodles and threw them out into the crowd, and people were.
Dude, those would hurt though. Have you ever been whopped with one of those at the pool? You like with like your cousin or your friend, like that one thing where like you have like a little brother or something or a little cousin and you hurt them too much and you're like I remember that happening to me to like my older cousin hit me and be like quiet.
That's her. That's what she does to her little brothers. Are you ready to talk? Me and Guttural can probably sit here and talk for hours.
Go ahead.
No, you need to be involved. Do you want to ask him a few of your questions? I know how fun with those. She asks the hardest questions in interviews. Hardest. Are you ready? It's your turn. You can't just sit here and look pretty. You gotta be involved somehow. What's your favorite letter in the alphabet?
That wasn't even mine.
My favorite letter from the alphabet. Oh wow.
I just made that up off the top of my head. You're welcome.
I like the letter X because it's used so little.
There you go. I'm gonna say O because my favorite color is orange. Orange starts with O.
I'm gonna start with
And
Z.
onomatopoeia. That's a cool
I'm
word.
gonna say Z.
Z because that's your name.
Kids.
Don't do that. You'll pull it off.
Kids. Because all the kids have Z names.
They do. So yeah, ask a couple of your questions. Some of your favorite ones. What's your favorite question?
What's your favorite movie? Can I watch a movie tonight?
Ooh, favorite movie? God. Trying to think of a movie that I've watched so many times. I will say one that comes to mind instantly is Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is a really good one. Another good movie that really I'm going to say Beetlejuice. That's really the first thing that came to my mind. Nothing else is. I've watched very few movies more than once. And Beetlejuice has been a movie that brings me comfort for some odd reason, even though it's actually kind of really trippy. But yeah.
Beetlejuice. That's going to be our Halloween theme this year. We have a friend that's doing a Halloween party, and that's going to be the theme is Beetlejuice. So I need to figure out a costume for Beetlejuice.
Lily?
Hmm? Well, they
Tell them.
she wanted it to be the mask, and she wanted me to dress up like when they dance with all the all the police.
Oh,
She wanted me to get that outfit and do the
that
dance.
would have been pretty funny.
And I'm like, I will learn that dance just for you, Lily. And then she did a vote in our friend group, and they chose Beetlejuice. So now I got to figure something else out.
You Beetlejuice.
We're gonna have like 4 Beetlejuices.
Everybody just appears.
All the boys Beetlejuice.
You should try doing like, you remember like at the very end where they have like the tiny head man?
Yeah, I do
You
have a
should-
tiny head. What I should do is I should create something to go over my shoulders, so my shoulders look super broad to make my head look small.
Yeah, that or build
The
like
makeup.
your costume up. So where you only have your face kind of like out at your chest, but above it has like the little tiny head. You can tell.
And then I'll
That's
just
in the middle of the movie.
and then I'll just grow my hair out so I can put it up in a bun like he's got it.
Yeah, that would be real
Like-
fun.
You got your hair out. We have a ton of time until it's October.
You need to grow your hair out.
I am growing my hair out. My hair's longer than yours.
Pish posh. What's your favorite movie right now? It changes weekly.
It does, but we haven't been watching movies. I've been doing homework.
Doing homework. You mean playing in the yard?
I'm playing in the yard. I was reading this morning with Zeffie.
You know how to read?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe you.
That's my homework.
What were you reading? The shampoo bottle?
No.
Oh. That's okay. I can't say those words either. They're too big on a shampoo bottle.
Shampoo.
Better than me. Do you have another question?
Conditioner.
Condition. That is a long word. What's your next question? We got
I didn't say
about.
my movie.
Oh, you gonna tell us?
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Beetlejuice is also your favorite
Beetlejuice.
movie? My favorite movie is either gonna be Gladiator or A Beautiful Mind.
Always the same.
Do you want me to change it up every time?
Yes.
He doesn't watch all
Every
our
week.
interviews, so he doesn't know. Now he knows.
Every week. You need to watch a movie every week.
A new movie every week. I could probably do that.
I get to watch your video.
I don't know about that. Have you seen A Man Called Otto?
A Man Called Otto.
Yes. It's on Netflix.
No.
Tom
Auto
Hanks.
Man.
No, it's called A Man Called Otto. So basically it's Tom Hanks. And he's old. And he's a grumpy old man. But the whole movie is just super sad. But it's a good movie. It's like the
Is it like
best,
the-
worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Is it like Up? The movie Up,
Kinda, but not.
but not.
You know what movie was really sad? You ever seen The Bucket List?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a
Yeah,
sad movie.
It's a similar type of feel that it's a really feel good movie. Like you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, it's gonna be a good experience. But like at the end of the movie, you're like, oh my God,
You're like, why did I do this?
why
to
would you
myself?
end it like that? Like that's exactly how it is.
Why did I do this to myself?
Right. I love this movie, but I hate it.
But it's making me cry.
What's another question that you want to ask him?
What's your favorite video game or board game?
Okay, I've been gaming a lot all my life. So I will say I like this MOBA called Smite. It's kind of like League of Legends, but it's a third person view rather than a top down view, and the gameplay is
Yeah.
a bit different. But if we're talking about classic games, like, all right, there's some nostalgia and like me playing Donkey Kong Country. I really like that. It was
Yeah.
like the first one of the like I played a lot of video games I think before that, but like that was like the most comprehensive. Like I was actually playing the game, like I was coming into reality. You know what I'm talking about,
Yep.
like consciously starting to understand a little bit, and not because like, so that would probably be those. I just bought this is gonna be funny. I scream about brutal music, but I just bought SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom on it. And because it was a game I used to play as a kid, and they remastered it and came back out with it. I was like, I'm definitely buying it. It was like only like $8. So it was like, yeah. It was like, hook me out with that nostalgia dopamine, please.
That's awesome. Well, she likes to play with her shoes during interviews. But yeah, she likes to play Fortnite. She's way better than me at Fortnite.
And I'm younger than you.
By how many years? I bet you can't tell me. Don't worry, I need to get a calculator out. Do you even know how old I am? And old is not an answer.
I'm at 27 right now. $16 years.
They don't believe you.
Right, 26 years.
That sounds better.
It's 20, yeah, it's 26.
I was not 16 when you were born.
You were 26 when I was born.
Probably. What year were you born? 2016?
2013. It's on your arm.
You're right. You were born in 2013.
You don't know when I was born.
Yeah, I was 26 when you were born.
Man, how old are you, Dustin?
35.
I just turned 35 in January.
All right. I didn't think you were 35, honestly.
Yeah.
He looks really young for some
Most people guess 25 to between 25 and 30.
Yeah.
I would have said like 28, 29.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But yeah, we're pretty much running out of time. We got about 9 minutes left. This is usually when we would talk about self-promotion, but we can't really promote your new project yet
Why not?
because it's a secret.
TOOE.
TOOE.
I definitely, after this, if you have been watching this, because only people that have been watching this will be able to know, I'll post their music on my story. So,
Okay. Give a little sneak peek.
definitely a little sneak peek.
Entertainment. Sneak peek on Ghost Media.
And
He was one of the first people I promoted.
Oh, so
When I got
yeah,
started.
Absolutely.
that was such a long, it feels like a long time ago, but at the same time, it really wasn't that long ago.
No.
Sure.
We had just finished the competition about a year ago.
A year ago.
Yeah. Because now we're getting into Irate Fest territory on my memories.
That's awesome that, dude, you've came so far, since just a year. It's just a year.
Yeah. It's really been a journey. It really has. And I did most of it by myself. I did have a few people here and there. The people that I would ask the most advice to are now part of the crew. They haven't been super active yet just because they got to finish up the projects they're working on, but I'm super excited. We're expanding, we're growing. And we've got some big plans. I'm shooting a documentary for a tour.
Yeah.
I am. For
That's
a tour
awesome.
in August.
Yes, Mom.
What do you mean? What, guess mom what?
Are you going to Mom?
No. Shooting a documentary for a tour in August. If anybody knows any tours that are going to be near us in August, you can probably guess who it is. And then we've got one of our new people, Andy. She will be at Louder Than Life doing some work there for the business. all kinds of cool stuff going on. We're working on a website. We're working on a merch line.
That's awesome.
All kinds of stuff. So it's coming together slowly but surely, but constantly always looking for new material, new stuff to promote and continue growing.
Yeah, I will say, aside from toe, the TOOE, with ID Side Eye, like I said, we're still going to be releasing music. As far as like coming back, it's hard to say. I want to make sure that it's done the right way rather than rushed. Because I want people to enjoy it like as if like nothing ever had happened. And honestly, a little separation from the shows is we were hammering it for a minute on these shows.
Didn't you play a show that I went to with Final Confession?
Yes, we did. We did.
Person, I just thought of that.
Yep, we did with Catharsis, Cyanide, and Final Confession.
At Music Factory.
Yeah, that was a fun show.
There's like 12 people there, but you guys all played like there were 300 people there. It was amazing. I loved how intimate that show was, just because of just the turnout. And that's good advice for people watching who are in bands. Even though 12 people showed up, you still need to play and give it your all, as if the whole place was packed out and sold out.
Really,
it's so much more special for the people who showed up. It really does.
Yeah, and because honestly, man, let's face it, like, if you're not into it, as a musician, good luck, making other people get into it. That's really, it's not gonna be, just like I get up there, and play because there's only like 12 people. I'm just not gonna care. Like,
right.
Honestly, like you said, those 12 people, they paid money. They can't put time out of their day. They took a lot of initiative to just be there. And like, I'm sure every musician will probably say this too, is that a lot of people who you thought had your back are really supporting you. Sometimes they're not, and sometimes it's really just a lot of internet strangers that you make new connections with in the music, that you end up building more bonds with. Because I'll tell you what, there was people that I have that I've known for a long time, but I can't even get them to share a post of mine.
Yeah,
so just the people separating time out of their day and the energy and the effort to being there, that means the world to me, honestly. That's just so amazing that people actually care to come.
For sure. I mean, I literally can't wait until we get more settled. Like, we're settled into our home, but financially we're still trying to figure everything out. It's, my wife's not working at the moment. I make decent money, but the money that I make now is just a little bit less than what we made together when we lived in Missouri. So we keep messing up our budget. This is month 2 that we messed up our budget. So it's like, people are like, come out to the show. And I'm like, I can't, and it sucks. But once we get more established, you better bet your bottom dollar that I'm going to be at every show that I can be at, whatever, and whatever we can take her to. We actually got to go to a show this last weekend over Memorial Weekend. We actually had somebody donate some tickets.
You need your pizza box.
Go get it. We actually had some people donate some tickets to us, and we were able to take the whole family to Sleeping with Sirens and Dayseeker and Mag's show in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And that was insane. It was so much fun. I'll explain the pizza box comment when she comes back, but which is a cool story. But yeah, that was our 4-year-old's first concert, Sleeping with Sirens. And, the place was pretty much sold out. But as soon as Rory Rodriguez stepped on the stage, I pretty much cried and fangirled the whole time because I love him so much. His demeanor, his music, his voice, and just everything that he does, not only for his band, but for the music community as well. Rory Rodriguez from Dayseeker is one of the most top-notch human beings I've ever met in my life. And honestly, I wasn't a big Sleeping with Sirens fan before we went to the show, but after meeting Kellen and hanging out with him and the way he interacted with the kids and stuff like that, like mad props to Kellen Quinn and the whole band. Did you want to say something about Kellen? Like,
We got to meet Kellen Quinn.
she's so excited. So we were actually standing in line to meet Kellen, and Rory came up and he just handed me this pizza
No,
box.
that was after.
No, we were standing
Yeah,
in
that was
line.
after.
We were standing in line
Okay, fine.
because the pictures we have with Kellen Quinn, I'm holding the pizza box. But he handed me the box. He goes, "I hope you're not a vegetarian," and just handed me his pizza. And there was like 5 slices of pizza in there. So I got to eat Rory Rodriguez
I got
pizza.
Rodriguez pizza.
That's funny.
And I had him sign the box. We're gonna get a shadow box and get it posted up as a
That's pretty rad.
as a display.
No, not display.
What do you want me to do? Throw the pizza box in the trash?
No.
People keep saying just cut the cover off. I'm like, but bro, that's not. It's worth more as the whole box than just the cover.
We got pizza. Donut.
Yeah, because then you just got a cover of a pizza box instead of a pizza box.
Right.
And we got to eat his pizza. So it's
And we got to eat his pizza. Yeah, I guess it was like half, like a split pizza, because the pieces that I ate were like a white pizza, like a white sauce with chicken and spinach. But
That sounds so good.
everybody else said they had chicken bacon ranch. And I'm like, that was not a chicken bacon ranch pizza. Like, I clearly had spinach, and it was a white pizza. It was the best pizza I've ever had in my life. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It is.
That sounds good.
So now I need to find out where he got it, because it's just a generic. It's just a generic pizza box
Right there.
made just for
Yeah,
you.
this is hot and fresh on it.
It's just a generic pizza box that like a small mom and pop shop would have. That's just a barcode, little girl.
Yeah, we can look at the barcode.
The barcode doesn't tell me anything. It's distributed by Cisco Corporation, Houston, Texas. We were in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Now you gotta do some tracking. You gotta hit up Texas.
I know.
You're like, where'd this come from?
Follow the pizza box.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to meet Rory. I got to meet the vocalist for Mags. We got to meet Kellen Quinn and hang out for. I mean, we probably took the most amount of time out of Kellen's day just because of how many people we had, and they were all super cool. They were so sweet. The way they interacted with the kids, and just, we weren't really bombarding them with questions or anything like that. We were just asking them how their day was and just having a general conversation, just like I would with you. But Kellen saw all the kids were wearing their Ghost Media t-shirts. And Kellen's like, what is Ghost Media Entertainment, right? I'm like, yeah, that's my business. He's like, I know who you are and I love what you do. And I was like, holy shit, Kellen Quinn knows who Ghost Media Entertainment is. And he likes what we do.
That's awesome.
They gave me like a little happy dance on the inside because this dude's like famous,
Yeah, he's big. Yeah.
Yeah, Rory didn't know who we were, but like, that's fine. That's fine. He knows who we are now. But he knew who we were the whole time.
Did you wear your hat?
My hat? Yeah, I was wearing my hat. You wore your dress.
Yeah, I was wearing my dress.
She likes to wear dresses to shows.
Next show, I'm wearing my Ghost Media shirt.
Are you?
Yeah.
And then the two littles wear their Ghost Media, and then my wife wore her Ghost Media, and then my oldest boy.
I had to wear a dress.
So she was at a funeral luncheon before we picked him up for the show, but that's why she was wearing a dress. She was dressed up. The little boys change their clothes because they get dirty. That's
get dirty everywhere.
They're little boys.
They're getting dirty outside right now. They're playing in dirt.
So sassy. Why are you being so sassy? You literally were playing in dirt 2 days ago. I've got pictures. But I mean yeah, we had a good weekend. It was a fun weekend.
That's
We
awesome.
overspent, but we had a good weekend. But yeah, we're now that we've told our stories.
We're starving.
Why are you yelling at him like it's
I'm
his fault?
starving. It's actually mom's fault.
You probably gonna have to go feed her, boss man.
I guess she's getting hangry.
Mm-hmm.
Give me food.
Guttural's gonna be like, do not interview with Ghost Media Entertainment after 8 o'clock. Little girl will get mad and hangry the whole time.
Put blame on you.
But yeah, I guess since we can't really do any self-promotion, the clue is TOOE.
And to come to my Facebook
they
page.
were from Missouri. And if you're friends with Guttural McKay on Facebook, he will be posting some of their music in his story. So anybody who's watching this will get a sneak peek into the new band. Well, they're not a new band, but his new project. And yeah. Once you get hooked up and announced and stuff like that, we're gonna have to hook up and we'll do we'll create a special day for all of you guys as an official announcement. I don't know when that's gonna be. That's up to everybody's schedule and the band as well as you. But we would love to sit down and talk and just kind of go over what the future looks like.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick, man. When we announce it, we're just gonna it's just gonna be a single drop, and then we're gonna promote it and single drop it, and next thing you know, it's to be like, hello, hi, we're here.
That'll be it. Well, I'm excited for you, dude. I'm so proud of you. Just watching you grow over this last year has been phenomenal. Watching all of these guys grow has been so much fun. That was in our original group. What a nightmare that was. That was a nightmare. But we had fun with it. We made it work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Hey, but I really appreciate this interview, and I can't wait to do the next one that we have. So.
Yeah. Just let the guys know that we want to talk to them. And when you are ready to sit down after the single drops and stuff like that, we'll set a day and we'll run with it. Typically we do Mondays and Thursdays. Sometimes, stuff happens and we've got to switch days around. But if I have to do two interviews in a row, we will definitely do that to accommodate you and the band to get that announced and get you moving forward.
Yeah, I'm sure we can definitely make something happen, boss man.
For sure. I am the boss man. Well, I'm your boss man. To everybody else, I'm just existing. Okay.
I'm gonna let you go though, boss man, because I do gotta get ready. I work a third shift tonight, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, we gotta go eat and stuff anyway. We had a blast. Thank you so much for coming on. We look forward to your future endeavors, and we'll definitely get connected here very soon.
Fuck yeah, dude. Definitely will stay connected. You take it easy, boss.
You too. You take care.
Nice meeting you, Zelda.
It's good talking to you. You have a good night. Have a good day at work.
Yep, you have a better one.
All right. Thanks.